Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the aspect of the adaptive unconscious. I'm going to give you a little insight into what it is, the 5 aspects of it, and how important it is to your everyday life. So this morning I went out onto our Keene State College campus and I asked some of our fellow classmates and faculty members what they thought the term adaptive unconscious means. I got some pretty interesting answers. Some of them were a process of trying to be aware of your unconscious, the state you are while sleeping or daydreaming. Quite a few people said they simply had no idea or were unsure. But the 2 closest answers that I received were your body's ability to adapt to a situation without you consciously knowing it, and how humans change themselves without knowing it depending on the situation or people that they're around. Now, unless this is a topic that you've studied in a class, I would not expect you to know what it means right off the bat. But what I do want you to know right away is how important it is, because it influences nearly every aspect of your lives. In his 2005 book, Blink, Malcolm Gladwell explains the adaptive unconscious as a kind of giant computer that quickly and quietly processes a lot of data we need in order to keep functioning as human beings. So to simply put it, our adaptive unconscious is where we store all of the information that we're not consciously aware of. But remember, it still influences us in so many ways. To Know Thyself, Start with the Adaptive Unconscious is a book written by Dr. Wilson that explains the 5 areas of the adaptive unconscious. First is the impact on learning. You are constantly receiving information without even knowing it, and this is called implicit learning. And it's constantly being monitored and controlled by your adaptive unconscious. This is why things such as priming work so effectively. Just because you're not consciously aware of the information that is coming in doesn't mean that it's not going to influence you later in life. Next is the aspect of attention and selection. We have a sort of non-conscious filter that decides what info is important enough to keep, but it doesn't throw away all of the extra information, because why would it take it in the first place? Instead, it's almost kept on a side burner. So this is why when you're in the library, you're focusing, you're studying, you're kind of getting rid of all that back noise, but you hear your name called, you're able to grab your attention right away and turn to the person who's saying it. Your unconscious knows what information is important to you, even if it's not on your mind at that moment. The next is the component of interpretation. Big question mark on that one, because interpretation is always different depending on the person you're talking to, and this is why it fails at so many times. We all go through different experiences in our lives that affect our adaptive unconscious. So when you're having a conversation with somebody, the information they have on a subject is different than yours. And that's why the interpretations can get a little fuzzy. So just keep that in mind the next time you're talking to your mom and she tells you you were being really rude in that conversation and you think you weren't. Your interpretations will be different based on your adaptive unconscious. The next is your feelings and emotions. This is one of the most powerful aspects of the adaptive unconscious, because the heart wants what the heart wants, right? Our emotions drive much of the information that our unconscious uses to make its decisions. This is why we can easily see our unconscious gut reacting and turning into conscious decisions that we make without even noticing. So make sure to keep your eye on your emotions and how they may be influencing you when you're unaware. The last aspect of the adaptive unconscious is goal setting. In the end, we all have goals, whether it's to satisfy the need of hunger or to graduate in honors. Our unconscious is aware of these goals that we have, and the information that it collects over time is often driven towards those goals. So now that you know what the adaptive unconscious is, how it can affect you and its 5 aspects, I hope that you can all stop and think about just how much your unconscious may affect you without you even knowing it.